They convicted Sandra Mears of first-degree murder in 1998. Then a paralegal cleaning out a retired prosecutor's storage unit in Clovis, California found his sealed case notebook, and the handwritten entry on page 47, dated 2 weeks before trial, reads, "Hardware store clerk says woman was not Sandra. Did not pursue." The jury took 11 hours. She got life without parole. Sandra Mears, 31 years old, a part-time bookkeeper from Fresno, was convicted of poisoning her husband Dennis over 6 weeks in the spring of 1997. A sustained, deliberate dose of arsenic administered in his food and drink. The prosecution built their case on 3 things: elevated arsenic in Dennis's post-mortem tissue, Sandra's sole access to the home, and a receipt for an arsenic-based pesticide purchased at a Fresno hardware store 11 days before Dennis was hospitalized. The lead prosecutor, Assistant District Attorney Gerald Croft, told the jury the evidence formed an unbroken chain. Sandra maintained her innocence throughout. The jury didn't believe her. In March of 2023, a paralegal named Rachel Osei was clearing out a storage unit in Clovis belonging to Gerald Croft, who had retired in 2011 and died of a stroke in 2019, when she found a leather-bound case notebook. Standard issue, the kind the Fresno County DA's office used through the 90s. Croft's name on the inside cover, his handwriting throughout. Case notes, interview summaries, a to-do list dated the month before trial. And on page 47 in blue ballpoint, a single line, "Hardware store clerk says woman on receipt was not Sandra. Hair color wrong. Did not pursue." That notebook was never entered into evidence. It was never turned over to the defense. It does not appear in any case filing, any discovery log, or any transcript from the trial of Sandra Mears. The hardware store receipt was the prosecution's most concrete physical link between Sandra and the arsenic. Gerald Croft held it up in court. He told the jury it placed Sandra Mears, specifically in that store, purchasing that product. The clerk who processed the transaction apparently told investigators something different. Different hair color, wrong woman. Croft wrote it down. He had a legal obligation to share it. Under Brady v. Maryland, a 1963 Supreme Court ruling, prosecutors are constitutionally required to disclose any evidence favorable to the defense. That duty doesn't require the defense to ask. It doesn't require the evidence to be formally logged. If Croft knew the clerk could undermine the receipt, he was required to tell Sandra's attorney. Instead, he put it in a notebook, kept it at his desk through trial, and took it home when he retired. The Fresno County DA's office declined to comment. The hardware store clerk, whose name does not appear in any public case file, has not been identified by Sandra's current legal team, in part because the store closed in 2004 and its employment records no longer exist. Whatever this witness said in 1998, whatever detail made Croft write *hair color wrong, that person may now be unlocatable. But the notebook wasn't even the strangest part. Rachel Osei kept reading. 40 pages later, near the back of the notebook, she found a second entry, undated, written in slightly different ink, possibly added after the fact. 3 words and a note. Victor Almanza, look into financial. Victor Almanza was Dennis Mears' business partner. He and Dennis had co-signed a commercial property lease in downtown Fresno in early 1997, and according to a civil filing from 2001, publicly available but never introduced at Sandra's trial, Almanza had taken out a $200,000 Keyman life insurance policy on Dennis Mears. Dennis died. Almanza collected. Sandra went to prison for it. The prosecution never called Victor Almanza to testify. He was never listed as a person of interest. His insurance payout was not disclosed to Sandra's defense. And Gerald Croft, the man who told the jury the evidence was an unbroken chain, had written Almanza's name in his private notebook and noted look into financial asterisk, and then appeared to look somewhere else entirely. Victor Almanza is now 73 years old. He lives in Scottsdale, Arizona. He did not respond to requests for comment from Sandra's legal team. He was never charged with anything. He has never been publicly named in connection with Dennis Mears' death. Until now. Sandra Mears is 60 years old. She has filed 3 prior appeals, all denied. The California Innocence Project reviewed her case in 2009 and declined to take it on for lack of new evidence. That was 14 years before Rachel Osei found the notebook. What the notebook proves definitively is that Gerald Croft knew his key physical evidence was disputed before he went to trial. He knew. He wrote it down. He won anyway. A Brady violation, the suppression of evidence favorable to the defense, can void a conviction entirely. A petition for post-conviction review was filed in Fresno County Superior Court in November 2023. The DA's office declined to comment. The case is pending. What the notebook cannot prove is why Croft stopped at look into financial and went no further, whether someone told him to stop, whether this was the only case, whether there are other storage units, other notebooks, other names written down and then deliberately, quietly set aside. Sandra Mears is still waiting for an answer.